Hello, welcome to this quick revision video about the Messiah in Judaism. So the origins of the Messiah go back deep into the Tanakh and the anointing with oil of the very first king of Israel. In fact, the word Messiah literally means the anointed one, and Saul, when he became king, was anointed by the prophet Samuel. So the word Messiah literally means the anointed one, and that was the ritual performed for the first king of Israel. The House of David is really important in the Jewish understanding of the Messiah. It is believed that David represents the sort of perfect king, and his son Solomon, who was a very wise ruler, and together they are the golden age of Israel. Their two reigns comprise the golden age of Israel, and Jewish people believe that the Messiah will be a descendant of the House of David. It's interesting to note that in Christianity, this view is expressed in the genealogy of Jesus in the first chapter of Matthew, who is very keen to establish that Jesus is a descendant of David and therefore fulfills this really important criterion of being a Messiah. Now, the belief in the Messiah is clearly fundamental in Christianity, but it's also very important in Judaism. And in the 12th century, the Rabbi Maimonides, in his 13 fundamental principles of the Jewish faith, established that the belief in the arrival of the Messiah and the Messianic era was one of those fundamental principles. What will the Messiah actually achieve? What will the Messianic age look like? Well, there is some dispute about that, as we'll go on to see. But the fundamental idea is that he will be a unifying force, one that will bring about a time of peace. And we have this excellent quotation here from Micah chapter 4, verse 3. He will judge between many peoples and will settle disputes for strong nations far and wide. They will beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. A nation will not take up sword against nation, nor will they train for war anymore. So he is a pacifying figure who will bring about an age of peace. Within the Orthodox Jewish tradition, there is the belief that in every single generation there is someone who is a descendant of David who's capable of being the Messiah, and if the time is right and the Jewish people are at one with God, then it will come about. They believe that this will be a physical resurrection and that all the dead will be resurrected and they will congregate in Israel and live in a time of peace in the restored Holy Land. This future Messiah will rule over humanity with kindness and justice, uphold the law in the Torah and be the ultimate teacher of it, bring in world peace, as we've said a couple of times already, and unite humanity together, and rebuild the temple in Jerusalem and gather all the Jewish people there. So these are fundamental features of what will happen, what the future Messiah will do, and what the Messianic age will look like. The Reform view is different. There are some within the Reform community who reject the idea of an individual Messiah, and instead they claim that the Messianic age will be characterized by collective action instead. They say that when people start to live in closer accordance with God's laws, peace will reign on earth, and that's how this wonderful Messianic age will be brought about. So rather than the reliance on an individual leader, instead it will be as a result of communal action.